Yeah, I want to go with
down.
you.
All right, verse 9. Back in Revelation chapter 1, verse 9. I, John, who also am your brethren and companion in tribulation and in the kingdom and the patience of Yahweh Shah Hamashiach, which was in the island of which is in the island called Patmos, for the word of Yahweh, for the testimony of Yahweh Shah Hamashiach. And I was in the spirit on the Lord's day, and heard, and behold, I heard behind me a great voice as a trumpet, saying, I am Alpha and Omega, the first and the last, and what thou seest write in the book, and send it unto the 7 churches which are in Asia Minor, which is in Asia, unto Ephesians, to Saran, unto Pergamos, unto Thyatira, Salakia, and unto Sardis, and unto Philadelphia, and to Laodicea. Verse 12, and I turned to see the voice. And I turned to see the voice that spake with me, and behold, it's like in being turned, I saw 7 golden candlesticks. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girded with the paps of a golden girdle. Verse 14, and his heads were as white as his heads and his hairs were white like wool, which is explained in the texture.
Right, and it's explaining how Yahweh Shah look. It's explained right there. It's explaining the texture of his hair.
Yeah, it said white like wool. What he talking about? Well, when you read the next verse, it says that explaining it was white as snow. That was explaining the color, but wool, like you said, like wool, like hair.
Right.
Yeah, like like that.
This is a more accurate description of Yahweh Shai, not what Esau puts out there, which is this right here, man. This is a lie, man. All right. So a lot of people are gonna be amazed, man. They're gonna be astonished, man.
Yeah, really when they see the chariots, that's when really gonna catch them. No, you should, unless you're in the rock, you should know that Yahweh Shai, that you will, they even call Christ as a so-called black man.
Right.
All right, unless you're living in a rock, nobody should be. Esau, he ain't even, like Elder Tahar has been mentioning, they ain't even making none of the movies anymore, like Pastor of Christ and all that, because they know if they do, they're gonna have to make it more accurate.
Right.
All right, which Esau don't want to do. I got to put precept. This First Maccabees chapter 3 verse 1. First Maccabees chapter 3 verse 48. And lay open the book of the law, which is the Bible, wherein the heathen has sought to paint the likeness of their images. Right, which is that picture, the last image the brother showed, which was Jesus Christ. All right, the white Jesus. All right.
All right.
David D. Rothschild. All right. Cesare Borgia. Which they say is him in the reincarnation. But the last image the brother showed was with David D. Rothschild.
Right.
All right, that was the heathen painting the likeness of their images.
Right.
Painting over the Son of Man. the Son of the Most High.
Right.
Like,
like it says in Job, they cover the faces of the judges thereof.
Yeah, Yahweh was a white man. Yahweh Shai was a white man. All right, the angels are white. John was white. All the other 11 were white. Paul was white. All right, Obadiah was white. Ezekiel was white. Jeremiah was white. Everybody in the Bible was white. Noah was white.
Right.
Shem, Ham, and Japheth was white. No, Ham was white. Ham was black. Yeah, because he got cursed.
Right.
That's the only man. He was the only one that was black. He got cursed. All right. Bullshit, man. Everybody in the Bible was dark skinned, man.
Right.
All right. All the prophets of the Lord were dark skinned. All right. All of them. All right. The books are written about outside of Ruth. When it comes to my head, she was a Moabite. But outside all the prophets of the Lord, Ezekiel, Isaiah, the major prophets, Habakkuk, Obadiah, they were all so-called, they were all Israelites, so-called Negro, Latino, and Native and Seminole Indian.
Right.
All right. Joshua, all right, was an Ephraimite. If he was on the earth today, he'd be called a so-called Puerto Rican.
Right.
All right. So none of them were so-called white people, man.
Right, man. Esau's gonna pay for that as well, man.
Back in Revelation chapter 1, verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Right, yeah, because Yahweh Shai like to drink wine, and he's gonna be pissed off as well, man. All right, he's not coming. Like I said, man, he is not coming back for peace, man. All right,
that's the prophecy, like it said in Genesis His eyes should be red, his eyes should be red
Red
and wine.
wine.
Yeah, drink wine, a lot of wine. That's they're all black. They all so-called Negroes that drink wine, their eyes are all red. They like to drink liquor a lot. Their eyes all red. You barely see a white man. All right, he's bent over in the trash can throwing up somewhere. He don't know how to drink moderately, man. All right, the Lord wasn't no white man. All right, they don't know how to drink moderately. You see them they're in the corner somewhere throwing up somewhere. All right, they don't know how to drink moderately, man, because they're untamed beasts. All right. Verse 15, and his feet like unto fine brass, if it burned in a furnace.
Right. It's like when I pulled out the poster. All right, that's the color of fine brass burnt in the furnace, man. All right, it's not no stringy haired cracker, man. All right.
Yeah, brass is brown.
Right, it's brown, man. It's dark brown, man.
Yeah, if you burn anything, it turns black.
Right.
It turns white. Or if you burn anything, show me something that turns white after you burn it. All right, like this building, like this house right here that's in front of us, it's burnt up. All right, what color is it? Black.
Black.
It's not white. All right, or red. All right, so man, come on, man. The Lord is obviously a black man, so-called Negro. All right. Verse 15, his feet like unto fine brass, as if it burned in a furnace, and his voice as the sounds of many waters. All right, so the Lord spoke loud. All right.
All right, bro. Let me get Revelation 6:2.
All right, this is Revelation chapter 6, verse 2. And I saw and behold a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth to conquering and to conquer.
Right, man. So that's what Yahushua is coming to do, man. To conquer and conquer. All right. All right. He's coming to take by force, man. All right. He's gonna take those crowns, like it says in Revelation 19, which we're gonna get as well. On his head were many crowns. All right. He's gonna take those crowns by force. He's gonna destroy these nations. All right, he's going to destroy Esau's kingdom. He's going to destroy Moab's nation. All right, Moab's kingdom. He's going to destroy Ham. All right, he's going to destroy all of them.
All their strongholds.
Right, all the strongholds, man.
No matter how weak it is, or like Ham got a little weak ass setups. The Lord gonna take that too.
Right,
taking everything, man.
Yahushua is taking everything, man.
They all gotta go into slavery, man. And after 1,000 years are up, Esau's done away with, then the other nations get their land back. Then they'll get their land back. All right, then they can, Ham will get his land back. Moab they get their land back. But right now, they're gonna have to all go into captivity. All right, for 1,000 years. All right, then after that, they'll get their lands back. All right. Yeah, Yahushua is coming to take down everything. Like everything. I said, like dirt huts, all that, man. Yahushua coming to get everything. Dirt huts. Ham has over there.
Right.
Yahushua is coming to take that.
Right.
Yahushua is coming to take everything, man.
Right.
Because it belongs to him anyway.
Right.
Ham belongs, the whole nation of Ham belongs to Yahushua. All right. Guess what? We're joint heirs with Yahushua, so they belong to us too. All right. Yahushua ain't playing, man. Yahushua taking everything, man. Let's see the back. Back in Revelation chapter 6, verse 2 again. And I saw and behold a white horse.
And that white horse represents the chariots, man. All right, which are also called clouds.
Cloud, y'all shall live on.
Right.
And he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth to conquer and to conquer. Verse 3. And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast saying, Come and see. Verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red.
Oh yeah, that's it. All right, that red horse represents Esau, Edom. All right, and his kingdom is going to be destroyed, man. All right, bro. Let me get Matthew 10:34. Papa Shaw.
10 and 40.
34.
It's St. Matthew chapter 10, verse 34. Think not that I come to send peace on the earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword.
Right, and that's Yahushua, man. Yahushua is speaking, man. All right. So, and with that sword, man, he's coming to conquer, man. All right. All right, bro. Let me get Revelation 19 and 11. All right. Yahushua is coming to conquer with that sword, man. All right.
All right, this the book of Revelation, chapter 19, verse 11. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. And he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True. And in righteousness he doeth judge and make war.
Right, and he doeth judge and make war. All right, does that sound like a peace treaty, man? No, man. That sounds like Yahushua is coming to make war and to conquer, man.
Right, they say that righteousness he doeth judge and make war. So this is righteous.
In righteousness, man. All right, everything he's doing is righteous, man. All right. Hey, man. Hey, man. Like I said, man. Hey, a lot of these birds, a lot of the other nations and Esau, man. Slain of the Lord shall be many, man.
Verse 12, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his heads were many crowns.
Right, and those many crowns represents him taking them, all right, by force, all right, taking all those crowns, destroying all those infrastructures, man, those kingdoms, all right, and mainly Esau's, man, all right. Jacob is Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of the world that followeth, man, all right. And so, hey, in this kingdom is going to be an everlasting kingdom, like it says in Daniel the 2nd chapter, man. All right.
So like he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. Verse 13.
It's like it, bro. Matter of fact, let me get that in Daniel. Daniel 2:12, I believe.
2:12.
It's like it, bro.
What you looking for?
It's like
I'll finish this while you look for it.
All right,
back in Revelation chapter 13, chapter 19, verse 13. And he was clothed in a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of Yahweh. Verse 14. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. All right, which are the angels? All right, which are the armies? Like it tells you in Revelation the 12th chapter. All right, speaks about the war in heaven. All right. Michael and his angels fighting against the dragon and his angels, which Yahushua is a part of Michael, the head archangel, is a part of Yahushua's army. All right, which is a part of that exceedingly great army clothed in white, riding upon white horses. All right, Michael's a part of that, with Yahushua being the leader. All right, fighting against the dragon and his angels, which is the so-called white man and his military might. All right, right along with all the other nations and their military might. All right, which Yahushua is going to take all of them down. All right. Verse 15. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, and with it he shall smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and tread the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of the Almighty power. Almighty Yahweh Salaki.
I can't find it. I just keep going.
All right, come verse 16. Verse 16. He had on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lords of Lords.
All right.
What scripture you looking for?
I know it's in Daniel the 2nd chapter, but I can't quite remember about Yahushua being that rock that destroyed all.
Oh yeah, that's Revelation. I
figured out. Yeah,
yeah,
come.
and
then the kingdom of heaven coming in being an everlasting kingdom.
Yes, Daniel 10.
Yeah.
Daniel 2 and 10.
Yeah, come. Why in the world? Yeah, I'll come.
Not 10. Started like in the 40s.
Yeah, come.
This Daniel chapter 2, verse
Oh yeah, 40.
start 42.
Yeah, come on.
This Daniel chapter 2, verse 42. And as the toes and the feet were part of iron and a part of clay, so the kingdom should be partly strong and partly broken.
Right, and that iron, all right, that iron and that clay, all right, is the feet,
out.
right, which we are in now. Come on.
That part of the discussion was wearing out. They don't basically they don't eat.
Right.
Verse 43. And where thou sawest iron mixed with muddy clay, and they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. Verse 44. And in that day, and in these days, the king and in that day, so like of these kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people. Right. And it shall consume and break in pieces and consume all those kingdoms, and it shall stand forever.
Right, and that represents Yahweh Shai, all right, coming, conquering, all right, taking those other kingdoms, all right, and the kingdom of heaven being established forever, man. And the kingdom of heaven is not going to be broken down, all right. You won't have to worry about the kingdom of heaven being overtaken by another nation, all right. This is going to be an everlasting kingdom, man, all right. Because what? It's going to be ran by righteousness, man. All right.
Yeah, we'll be righteous and we have spiritual powers.
Right.
Verse 45. Verse 45. And Yahweh, Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, you will always be there with us.
Right.
Nobody will be able to take us down.
Right.
Verse 45. For as much as thou saw that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and it brake in pieces the iron and the brass and the clay and the silver and the gold and the great power have made known the king which shall come to pass hereafter.
Right.
In the
Yahweh,
dream.
right. So and Yahweh Shai is that stone, man. All right. Yahweh Shai is taking down all of these, man. All right. Everything Esau has established, man, it's gonna come to naught, man.
Yeah, the scripture said the Lord set it up one and bring it down to
from the Greeks to the Romans to Babylon the Great now. All right. Hey, man, everything Esau has established, man. And also the other nations, man.
All them kingdoms.
All those kingdoms, man. This gold, the silver, the brass, like Babylon, the brother. Babylon, Persian Empire.
Alright, now the system that we're in right now.
Right.
Alright, all failed. Again, the Most High set it up one and bring it down another. Bring it down one and set it up another.
Right. This gonna be an everlasting.
Yeah, that's where that stops. The Most High ain't gonna allow us to be brought down.
Right.
There'll be no reason the Most High make us perfect. There'll be no reason for the Lord to punish us anymore. Alright? Yeah, that's what he wants.
That's the point I want. Alright. Just like you did that.
Back in Revelation chapter 19, verse 16. He had on his name, on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lords of Lords. Verse 17, and I saw an angel standing in the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, come and gather yourselves together unto the great supper of the power of the great Yahweh.
Right, and Yahweh Shemel Shai has promised the birds a great feast, and they're gonna get that great feast, man. All right, hey man, they're gonna have a great supper, man. Eating the flesh of kings. It's like in soldiers and all that, man. All right.
Dead body, 2/3.
A lot of dead body, 2/3. The slain of the Lord shall be many, man.
Yeah, the slain of the Lord shall be many. The blood of goats, rams,
right,
kidney, all that. These just gonna die here.
Right.
They like no one art. A lot of things are gonna die. Everything's gonna die here. The only thing that's gonna make it out here is the elect. Right. Dead people, dead animals. Everything here is defiled.
Right, y'all just about to say that. Everything here is defiled except for the elect, man. All right, they're found blameless without spot. Right,
Verse 18: that ye may eat the flesh of kings and the flesh of captains and the flesh of mighty men and the flesh of horses and them that sat on them and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both small and great. Verse 19, and I saw the beasts and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army.
Right, so right, man. All right, The Most High is gonna give Esau that courage, all right, to try to war against Yahweh Shai, all right. But hey, they're gonna lose miserably, man. All right, the pride of thy heart has deceived ye that dwelleth in the clefts of the rock. So the Most High is gonna harden the heart of Pharaoh, all right, and his people, all right, and they gonna try to war against Yahweh Shai. All right, but hey, man, it's gonna be no contest, man. All right, it's gonna be a no contest.
Verse 20. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, which deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worship his image. These both were cast alive into a lake of fire, burning with brimstone.
Right. So NATO in the EU, the European Union, the Vatican, all right,
And the Roman Church.
the Roman Church,
Vatican, which is the false prophet.
right, which is the false prophet.
And the niggas that take the mark of the beast.
The niggas that take the mark of the beast, they're gonna be thrown into the lake of fire, which is America burning. All right. And guess what? In the presence of the holy angels, in the presence of the Lamb, which is Yahweh Shai. All right, bro. Let me get Revelation 12 and 7.
Alright, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 7. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angel fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought in his angels.
Right. And Michael is on the side of with Yahweh Shai, man. All right. He is an archangel, man. Head archangel, come on. All right.
He's not the Lord, man.
Right.
Michael's not the Lord. He's the top angel. He's the top
Right.
soldier in the army, but in the Lord's army, because in the Christian church they teach that Michael and Yahweh Shai. They're two separate people,
entities.
man. They're two separate people, man. They're not the same people. Alright?
Right.
Again, in the Christian church, they'll teach you, Michael and they're the same people. That's a lie, man. Alright?
And the dragon represents Esau. All right.
It's like, the dragon represents the so-called white man, yeah. Verse 8, and prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven.
Right. And prevailed not. All right. So Esau is gonna lose miserably, man. All right. And it says neither was there found place in heaven. All right. So Esau's whole everything Esau has established is gonna be wiped away, man. All right, bro. Let me get 2nd Esdras 13.
Alright, the 2nd Esdras chapter 13, verse 1. And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the ways thereof. And I beheld, and lo, the man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven.
Right. Right, man. That's Yahweh Shai. Oh, Slacky, bro. Before we go there, let me get Isaiah 63. Slacky. I want to get Isaiah 63
This Isaiah chapter 63, verse 1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dark garments from Basra?
Right, and that's Yahweh Shai, man. All right. Edom, Basra, all right, those are names for the so-called white man, places of the white man, all right, his dwelling places. And this is Edom, this is Basra, all right.
America.
America, right.
And the dark garments from Basra, that is that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness mighty to save. Wherefore art thou red and not apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth the winepress.
Right.
Right,
and that represents the slaying, all right, that Yahweh Shai is going to be doing, all right, by way of those laser beams, man, all right.
Verse 3, I have treaded the winepress alone, and other people, and there was none with me. For I treaded them in my anger, and trampled them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain on my remnant.
Right, man. Like I said, man, it represents all the weeping and gnashing of teeth, the bloodshed that Yahweh Shai is gonna be doing, man. All right, by way of those like
those symbolic, symbolic for killing the Lord.
Water, bro. By way of those
chariots.
Symbolic
water killing the
Lord. By way of those chariots, like the brother said, the water, bro.
Verse trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stand on my remnant. Verse 4, for the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeemer is come.
Hey man, so that sounds like Yahweh Shai is coming for revenge, for vengeance, to conquer, to make war. Alright, that sounds like one pissed off Jake, man. Alright? And hey man, the kingdom is gonna be everlasting, man. Alright? When he takes those crowns, man. Alright? So that's how Yahweh Shai is coming, man. He said in the fierceness of my anger. Alright? He's gonna be slaying 2/3 the heathen nations, Esau. Alright? Hey man, it's gonna be a lot. Hey, the slain of the Lord shall be many, man. Alright? Hey man.
In my heart, and the year of my redeemer is come. And I looked, and there was none to help. There was none to help. And I looked, and there was none to help, and I wondered that there was none to uphold. Therefore my own arm brought salvation unto me, and my fury is upheld me. And I would tread down the people in my anger, and make them drunk in my fury, and I would bring down their strength to the earth.
Right, man. So that show you, man. All right. On his head were many crowns. All right. And how does he take those crowns? All right. The scripture is telling you, man. By force. All right. By bloodshed. All right. Hey, man. Hey, it's gonna be a glorious day to his saints, but to his enemies, man, it's gonna be a dreadful day, man. So that's how Yahweh Shai is coming, man. All right. No, that's pretty much it.
Back in 2nd Ezra, I'll start over. 2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse 1. And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night. Verse 2, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea that moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousand of heaven, and he trembled he turned in his countenance and looked, and all the things trembled that were seen under him.
Right, and that's Yahweh Shai and the angels, man. All right, we just read Isaiah's 63rd chapter. All right, with the fierceness of his anger, man, he's gonna do a lot of slaying, man.
Yeah, like I said in Revelation 1, it said, and all the earth shall well because of him. Like it just said right here in the verse, it said he looked down, and the people that looked below him trembled.
Right.
That showed, and that was talking about who? The people that's on the earth. Esau's armies and the people that are left behind on the earth. Even the elect, because the elect,
right.
Well, before they're going to see the chariots coming, then they're going to get beamed up.
Right.
All right. It's like in verse 4. And whatsoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they that heard his voice, like the earth feathers when it filleth the fire. Verse 5. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number of the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea.
Right, man. It's Esau and his army, all right, with the other nations as well. All right, they're gonna try to come up against Yahweh Shai, but they're gonna fail miserably, man.
Verse 6. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. Verse 7. But I would have seen the region or the place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not.
Right, man. And this is Ezra is describing a huge fellowship. All right, he's like backing up. He's looking to see where this chariot came from. All right, but it wasn't no end to it, like the brother said.
He was looking as far as the eye could see, but there was no end to it. Basically, what he saw.
Right. So Esau knows, all right, and he's scared, just like on the live feed, man. All right. And that's why Esau cut the feed, man. Esau knows that that Yahweh Shai is coming, man. All right, the leader Esau know. All right, they know. All right,
Yeah, they know that prophet.
they know it, man.
They cut it off.
Right.
But again, they know what's about to happen, man.
Right.
You know, so there really no need for them to cut it out while they're admitting UFOs are real. But again, they now with the truth being out there, but again, they know they're getting ready to cut the truth off the internet and all that.
Right.
But at least if they know exactly what's going on. They know what the UFOs are doing. They know about the prophecy of Esther. All right, the scripture say otherwise it's beginning. Right. So they know exactly what's going on.
Right, and that's the reason why they make these movies like Independence Day, like World War Z. All right, they're psyching themselves up. All right, for this battle. All right, even
Most High basically putting
right,
Most High basically pumping them up.
Right.
Fight basically.
Right, and they gonna lose miserably, man.
But it's still like dumb Esau. The scripture say the deceiver and the deceiver are his. The Most High is just deceiving them. Right. They're too stupid to realize that. Well, they're not really stupid.
That's the pride of his heart, man.
Yeah,
pride, right,
Verse 8, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were so afraid, and yet durst fight. Verse 9, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude, I skipped verse 4 and all that. Verse 4, and whatsoever the voice went out of his mouth, they burned that heard his voice, like the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire.
Oh, man.
And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of the sea from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea.
Right. And that's Esau and his army. All right.
Verse 6, but I beheld, and lo, he had graven himself a great mountain and flew upon it. But I would have seen the reason or the place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. Verse 8. And after this I beheld, and lo, they which were gathered together to subdue him were so afraid, and yet durst fight.
Right, like we was just saying, man. All right, they're gonna be shaking, man. But the Most High is gonna make them fight anyways, man. All right, and so they can be destroyed, man.
Verse 9, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. Verse 10, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests.
Right, and those are the laser beams from the chariots, man. All right, zapping people into powder, man. All right, the 2/3, the heathen nation, and Esau, man. All right, zapping them straight into powder, man. The scripture is gonna tell you that, man.
And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire and the flaming breath, and a great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which were prepared to fight, and burnt them up every one, so that suddenly of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and the smell of smoke.
Right, man.
When I saw it, I was afraid.
That's what's gonna happen, man. All right. So ultimately, all right, Yahweh Shai and Israel are going to be the victors of this World War III. All right. After Russia destroys this place, all right, Yahweh Shai is going to do the clean. He's going to be the cleanup crew, man. The cleanup man. He's going to kill all of them, man. All right. So hey, man. Hey, this is what Yahweh Shai is coming like, man. All right, it's not gonna be a joyful time to his enemies, man. It's gonna be weeping and gnashing of teeth, man. All right.
Verse 12, and afterwards I saw a man come down from the mountain, and called unto him another peaceable multitude. Verse 13, there came much people unto him. Wherefore some were glad, some were sorry, some of them were bound, and others some brought of them that were offered. Then was I sick through great fear, and I awakened, and I said, thou hast shown thy servant these wonders from the beginning, and hast counted me worthy that thou shouldest receive my prayers.
Right, and that represents 144,000 and 1/3, man. All right. So hey, man, that's how Yahweh. That also shows, like it says in Isaiah the 66th chapter, the Lord shall be known towards his enemy towards his servants and his indignation towards his enemy. All right, so there you go, man. All right, he's come to save. All right, the 144,000 and 1/3, and he's going to destroy the 2/3, the heathen nation, and Esau. All right, so hey, man, you want to be counted as a friend to Yahweh Shai, man. All right, not an enemy. All right, because if you're an enemy, you're gonna be destroyed, man. So with that, we're gonna give up.
Do to please the Lord, man.
Right, come.
It's getting time.
Right, come.
Time to run it out. Time to run it out to please the Lord.
All right. So with that, we're gonna give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone that rule well and that been pushing this word for years. And third to the Akim out there from the four corners of the globe, we're gonna say Shalom.
Shalom.
And peace and blessed safety to you, brothers, and let's keep pushing this word.
Shalom to the elect.
And why a Bible ball?
Shalom to the elect.
Shalom to the elect.